Perhaps enter at your own risk. We need to find out what fiction is, what it means to us, an experience that is going to be unlike anybody else's experience of the story. We build the stories in our heads. We take words and we give them power, and we look out through other eyes and we see the experience, what others see. I wonder, are fictions safe places? And then I ask myself, should they be safe places? There are stories I read as a child I wished once I had read them that I had never encountered because I was not ready for them.
Baseball stadiums. In our next segment, we visit individual stadiums, explore tales of classic teams, legendary stars, and the devotion of the American baseball fan. First stop, Yankee Stadium, home of the team America loves to hate and a breeding ground for a host of superstars and legends. Back at the Hall of Fame, in the World Series room, we explore the lives of ordinary men with extraordinary skills and a look at how and why Americans have elevated such men to mythic places in our folklore. Chicago, Illinois. In America's foremost sports city, our first location is Comiskey Park, the oldest standing major league ballpark in America.
Good for you. I like
Very
that.
fine morning for a pipe of tobacco out of doors into the bargain. Sorry.
It's perfect with you coughing up a lung, talking about smoking with a pipe. You need some water? Get some water. Get some water.
Oh, all right.
Right.
Okay.
Here we go.
Top.
Yep. Without the emphysema.
All that the unsuspecting Bilbo saw that morning was an old man with a staff. He had a tall, pointed blue hat, a long gray cloak, a silver scarf over which his long white beard hung down below his waist, and immense black boots. "Good morning," said Bilbo, and he meant it. The sun was shining and the grass was very green.
Into a place much more dark and less welcoming. Our hearts skip a rat-tat drumbeat in our chests, and we fight for breath. Blood retreats from our faces and our fingers, leaving us pale, gasping and shocked. And what we learn about ourselves in those moments where the trigger has been squeezed is this: the past is not dead. There are things that wait for us patiently in the dark corridors of our lives. We think we have moved on, put them out of mind, left them to desiccate and shrivel and blow away, but we are wrong. They have been waiting there in the darkness, working out, practicing their most vicious blows, their sharp, hard, thoughtless punches into the gut, killing time until we come back that way. The monsters in our cupboards and our minds are always there in the darkness, like mould beneath the floorboards and behind the wallpaper. And there is so much darkness, an inexhaustible supply of darkness. The universe is amply supplied with night. What do we need to be warned about? We each have our little triggers. I first encountered the phrase trigger warning on the internet, where it existed primarily to warn people of links or images or ideas that could upset them and trigger flashbacks or anxiety or terror in order that the images or ideas could be filtered out of a feed, or that the person reading them could be mentally prepared before encountering them.
Wow, that's wonderful. What is that from?
Neil Gaiman.
Cool.
Yeah, must be so.
It's called Cigarettes, Whiskey, and Wild, Wild Women.
All right, I'm in.
Just wait until I read it.
It lacks wild women.
There we go.
The missing of the cigarettes.
All right. Here we go.
Perhaps I was born kneeling, born coughing on the long winter, born expecting the kiss of mercy, born with a passion for quickness, and yet, as things progressed, I learned early about the stockade, or taken out the fume of the enema. By 2 or 3, I learned not to kneel, not to expect, to plant my fires underground where none but the dolls, perfect and awful, could be whispered to or lay down to die. Now that I have written many words and let out so many loves for so many, and been altogether what I always was, a woman of excess, of zeal and greed, I find the effort useless. Do I not look into the mirror these days and see the drunken rat avert her eyes? Do I not feel the hunger so acutely that I would rather die than look into its face?
Nice. I like that.
Thank you.
Nicely done.
Welcome to Fight Club. The first rule of Fight Club is you don't talk about Fight Club. The second rule of Fight Club is you do not talk about Fight Club. The third rule of Fight Club, if somebody yells, stomps, goes limp, or taps out, the fight is over. Fourth rule, only 2 guys to a fight. Fifth rule, 1 fight at a time, fellas. Sixth rule, no shirts, no shoes. Seventh rule, fights go as long as they have to. And the 8th and final rule, if this is your first night at Fight Club, you have to fight.
Especially in someone human, yeah. Tentacles.
And there's more than that. I know a lady called Rocky who is triggered by tentacles, who genuinely needs warnings for things that have tentacles in them, especially tentacles with suckers, and who, confronted with an unexpected slice of squid or octopus, will dive, shaking, behind the nearest sofa. There is an enormous tentacle somewhere in these pages. Many of these stories end badly for at least one of the people in them. Consider yourself warned.
Brilliant. One of your best reads ever, I really have to say. And what's that from?
It's still trigger warning.
Oh my goodness. That is just wonderful.
How do I know you'll keep your word? Asked Coraline. I swear it, said the other mother. I swear it on my own mother's grave. Does she have a grave? Asked Coraline. Oh, yes.
Say that fast. Don't stay in the same pace.
Okay. How do I know you'll keep your word? Asked Coraline. I swear it, said the other mother. I swear it on my own mother's grave. Does she have a grave? Asked Coraline. Oh, yes, said the other mother. I put her in there myself. And when I found her trying to crawl out, I put her back.
Oh, it's so you.
Yes, it is.
It's just really frighteningly you.
Yes, I was like, I'm going to jump on her.
Oh my goodness, that's pretty fun. That's a wonderful read. I don't know if you two ought to be sitting together.
Pick up. I'm afraid I can't put it more clearly, Alice replied.
Oh boy. Bong. I'm going to get you a pair of cymbals or something we can leave
All
up
right.
there.
Back up.
Pick
here.
up.
Pick up. Can't remember what things, said the caterpillar. Well, I've tried to say, how doth the little busy bee, but it all came out different, Alice replied in a very melancholy voice. Repeat. You are old, Father William, said the caterpillar. Alice folded her hands and began.
Very nice. Really beautiful pacing. Good concentration while people in class are banging dishes and garbage cans and all kinds of shit.
We need saucepans and wooden spoons.
I know, like Bugs Bunny outside the symphony, banging the
My
garbage
mouth
can.
blooms like a cut. My gosh, did you hear that?
Yes.
That was that weird throat growl. Oh my gosh.
Gollum? Gollum?
Little Gollum. Yeah, Gollum.
Gollum? Oh my God.
Oh my gosh. Jeez Louise. My mouth blooms like a cut. I've been wronged all year, tedious nights, nothing but rough elbows in them, and delicate boxes of Kleenex calling, cry baby, you fool. My nerves are turned on. I hear them like musical instruments. Where there was silence, the drums, the strings are incurably playing. You did this. Pure genius at work, darling. The composer has stepped into fire.
An engineer dies and is sent to hell. He's hot and miserable, so he decides to take action. The AC has been busted for a long time, so he fixes it. Things cool down quickly. The moving walkway motor jammed, so he unjams it. People can get from place to place more easily. The TV was grainy and unclear, so he fixes the connection to the satellite dish, and now they get hundreds of high-def channels. One day, God decides to look down on hell to see how his grand design is working out, and notices that everyone is happy and enjoying umbrella drinks. He asks the devil, "What's up?" The devil says, "Things are great down here since you sent us an engineer." "What?" says God. "An engineer? I didn't send you one of those. That must have been a mistake. Send him upstairs immediately." The devil responds, "No way. We want to keep our engineer. We like him." God demands, "If you don't send him to me immediately, I'll sue." The devil laughs. "Where are you going to get a lawyer?"
Oh my God, that's wonderful.
Where did you find that, Larry?
Is that a movie? Can I watch it?
What is it?
That came off of Quora. It was on one of the joke...
Oh, joke site.
What fun.
That's funny.
The only change I would make is, I wouldn't make God sound like Don Knotts. I'd reverse the two voices, that's all.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, sure.
yeah.
It all began when I was just a kid, bouncing on my father's knee. You see, I come from a long line of master thieves who kept all their secrets of sneaking and stealing in the ancient book, the Thieves Raccoonus. Anyone who read and learned to be especially sneaky, which is why we specialize in stealing from criminals. I made the mistake of looking.
All right, well,
From the
stuff
top.
happens. Here we go.
It all began when I was just a kid, bouncing on my father's knee. You see, I come from a long line of master thieves who kept all their secrets of sneaking and stealing in the ancient book, the Thieves Raccoonus. Anyone who read and learned to be especially sneaky, which is why we specialize in stealing from criminals. After all, there's no honor, no challenge, no fun in stealing from ordinary people. You rip off a master criminal and you know you're a master thief.
Got a craving for Cajun? Come along for some New Orleans-style fried chicken, Cajun batter fries, and buttermilk biscuits. Love that chicken at Popeyes.
That's the stuff. Love that.
Thank you.
There is betwixt that smile we would aspire to, that sweet aspect of princes and their ruin, more pangs and fears than wars or women have. And when he falls like Lucifer, never to hope again.
Wonderful. Love that.
Thank you.
Stannis, you're up.
I really want to do Albie for Peter again, if you don't mind.
Sure. Have at it.
In the marmalade forest, between the make-believe trees, in a cottage cheese cottage, lives Albie, 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 the racist dragon. Part 6. And so, all the people of the village chased Albie, the racist dragon, into a very cold, very scary cave. It was so cold and so scary there that Albie began to cry dragon tears, which, as we all know, turned into jelly beans. Anyway, just at that moment, he felt a tiny little hand rest upon his tail. And who should that little hand belong to but the badly burnt Albanian boy from the day before? "What are you doing here? I thought I killed you yesterday," grumbled Albie, quite racistly. "No, Albie, you didn't kill me with your dragon flames. I crawled to safety. But you did leave me very badly disfigured," laughed the boy. "Why are you crying so?" "I'm crying because all of those villagers chased me here into this very cold, very scary cave. I think it's because I'm so racist." "Get your hand off my tail, you'll make it dirty." "No, Albie, I don't think it's because of your racism that they chased you here. They chased me here too when I became all disfigured like this. They just don't like you and I. Because we're different to them." and that made Albie cry a single tear, which turned into a jelly bean, all the colors of the rainbow. And suddenly, Albie wasn't racist anymore. So they sat in the cave, and ate bubblegum pie. Yum, Albie the racist. Well, not anymore. Dragon.
That's great. Okay, Mindy, you're up.
All right. You want to hear the end of the story or it's something different?
Let's do the end of it.
I'm a real, true, proper pet. In fact, I'm so happy with my new family. I think I'll introduce them to all of my friends. Ah! Spiders! Out you go!
Yay. Good job. Peter, you're it. Unmute yourself, Peter.
Okay.
Here we go.
So your school is having a science fair. Great. The science fair has long been a favorite educational tool in the American school system, and for a good reason. Your teachers hate you. No, seriously. Although a science fair can seem like a big pain, it can help you understand important scientific principles, such as Newton's first law of inertia, which states a body at rest will remain at rest until 8:45 p.m. The night before the science fair project is due, the body will come rushing to the boys' parents, who are already in their pajamas, and shout, "I just remembered the science fair is tomorrow. We gotta go to the store right now."
Fine. Good job, everybody. That's all. Nice job tonight, you guys. All right. Drive safely out there.